And we are back for part 4 of our Canadian.
My goodness.
And anyways, we're back. So for those of you that are following along and haven't, taken Q-tips to your eardrums, we have now moved from the East Coast to the beautiful province of Quebec to the wonderful parts of Ontario to Manitoba. Wow. Can you feel the chills and they're multiplying in Manitoba?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
1.3 million people.
And they're all probably in Winnipeg.
We're trying to get there.
But so Manitoba, it's
flat,
a lot of farmland. It's the northern Arctic tundra to the Hudson's Bay, and like Dr. Clark said, there's 1.3 million people. The capital is Winnipeg, and let's take it on with the first band out of Winnipeg. I think is Bachman Turner Overdrive.
There you go, taking care of business, and you ain't seen nothing yet. There was an album someone tried to produce it about 30 years ago. He's going to title it Stutter Rock. And that was going to be the best collection of songs in which people stuttered. Like, Why Don't You All Fade Away from The Who, My Generation. And this band was at the top of the list with Bachman Turner Overdrive. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Perfect. And then if you like stuttering, then you could go,
Superman never made any money.
Yeah, so the Crash Test Dummies with Brad Roberts and Ellen Reed. They also did the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, which was the main title song for the soundtrack to the movie Dumber and Dumber. Next one on the list is The Details. Can't really give you much details on them because I don't know who they are.
Never heard them.
Duotang. Wheels used to use those in school.
Exactly.
Do you know anything about Duotang, Dr. Clark?
No, but I know the next band a little bit.
Just a little?
Yeah, they Guess Something. Guess Who?
No, the Guess Who.
The Guess Who?
They're the ones that like to share the land.
Or they're put the punchline to an Abbott and Costello routine.
So, the
really.
Guess Who, composed of Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman.
And plus 2 or 3 other guys. And they had a revolving door for a little while of members. But it turned out Bachman, Cummings, and they wrote some of the most lasting songs in Canadian rock.
Aren't they touring, though, the newest incarnation, which is basically all 20-year-olds?
I'm not sure. There's one of these situations, kind of like The Doors, where you lose copyright of the name. And I'm not sure who has the copyright on the name to Guess Who.
It's either Burton Cummings or...
No, I think the drummer does, or the bass player.
Really?
It's very
So
odd.
the rhythm half has it.
Yeah, so they go to the Guess Who.
There you
but
go.
suddenly Burton Cummings doesn't show up. So.
All right. Next one, Wheels.
High Five Drive.
All right, high five. McMaster and James.
It sounds like an English toffee factory.
They have one album. Mm-hmm. I have the album. They have a song called Thank You.
Well, thank you for buying that album.
It's actually not a bad album, actually. No, McMaster and James, at all kidding aside, they are kind of R&B. I like their sounds. It's kind of like what they call today smooth jazz. Which is pretty.
I know that. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent. Next one, it was inspired by a Beatles song, The Paperbacks.
Right. Without the writers.
Without the writers, yeah. The Watchmen, Down by the Boneyard. No?
No.
You're not feeling it? Fine. Next. Anyone want to take these two? Go ahead, Ian. Take these two.
Well, Randy Bachman, and what I mentioned earlier, Bachman Turner Overdrive, and his post-guest who were great guitar player, CBC radio personality, and his son, Al Bachman, who had...
She's so high.
He had that. He had that.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much wraps it up.
Next.
Del Barber.
Couldn't care less.
No. Biff Naked, my darling.
God bless her.
Yeah.
God bless Biff Naked. Biff Naked, actually, East Indian descent.
I didn't know that.
Adopted. And hails out of Winnipeg.
Well, she's adopted by Burton Cummings.
No.
No?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Is she? I don't know. You tell me.
No.
No, she's gorgeous, though. God bless her. She did Spaceman, and she did a remake of Twisted Sister's song, We're Not Gonna Take It.
Okay.
She did a better job than they did. Don't tell that to Dee Snider, though.
No.
Okay.
He's pretty violent.
Yeah, he is. Next, Ian, go ahead.
Well, Burton Cummings, again, he had a solo career.
Stand tall.
Love you more.
And great songwriter. And, of course, much of his power exists in his mustache.
And the next one, Ian, we talked about this one in depth. Didn't know where the heck he was from. We knew he was Canadian, but we now know he's from.
Beautiful Manitoba.
Who is?
Terry Jacks.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
There he goes, Terry Jacks.
Wheels, go ahead and take the next couple of them.
Chantal Krifiasek.
She's married to Rain Maida from Our Lady of Peace, who went to the University of Toronto.
As you've learned in our last show. And also an amazing singer in her own right. And you don't hold it against her. Also responsible for Avril Lavigne's career. To a great extent.
You dated her before Rain, is that true?
I'll let the rumors fly.
Perfect. Next one, Wheels.
Holly McNarland.
Holly. See?
No, it's when you see her, you go, Holly.
Again, another one that Wheels dated. Next.
Sierra Noble.
Why does this name keep popping up? They have it twice. They said born in Ottawa, but now they're hailing out of Winnipeg.
Well, I'm guessing born in Ottawa, the band, the musical career in Winnipeg.
All right, next.
Fred Penner.
See, I did not even know this guy was Canadian.
Fred Penner.
Fred Penner is the ultimate Canadian.
He's folk.
What's he on this list for?
He's children entertainer.
For
Get him off the list. Jesus. Look up, way up, and I'll call Rusty.
No. That's completely different.
I know, it's a friendly giant, but I like that show better.
Early one morning.
All right, next.
John K. Sampson.
C'est Sanson.
Sanson.
Next.
Remy Shand.
Remy Shand had a few good songs. I remember listening to him, and I didn't know. I know what happened. Again, just vanished. But some great pop songs.
Oh, look at this one here. I want to be a singer, Dad.
Neil Young. Okay, he keeps coming to kicking the door down like a bad smell. I don't understand.
I think he wants us to play a song.
Old man.
Old Man?
Old Man.
Before we go to Old Man,
Yeah.
this song was written of the guy who used to take care of the farm that he bought.
The farm he bought in California.
Yeah, that's it. So there's Old Man there, and I think he still kept them on to take care of the farm. 24 and so much more.
Wow.
Open the door.
Open
You
the
sure you
door,
guys are
man.
back?
I mean, you just get lost in that voice.
I want to be a singer, Dad.
Yeah, okay, next one.
Jeune Garçon.
No, young kid is not gender specific.
Sorry. Okay. Who that? Oh, Maria Aragon. This is the now Maria Aragon. She performed with Lady Gaga on the Ellen DeGeneres show. That's what I got.
Degenerate or degenerate?
DeGeneres.
Okay, Jesus, watch it.
All right, Ian. You talked about this one. Chad Allen.
Allen formed the group that became the Guess Who. So not bad.
He probably has the rights to the name.
The Chad Allen. Yeah, maybe he does.
Next one here. It's a Grammy-nominated hip-hop artist, Alan Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nominated for a Grammy. I know he's got a few Junos. He's got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Ian, go ahead.
Tom Cochrane been around forever. I mean, what can I say? But life's a highway, right?
That's it. Next one is a radio producer, Jeffrey Henderson.
No. What the hell's he doing on the list?
And then his brother, W.H. Henderson.
And then his best friend, Earl McDonald.
And their other friend, Giselle McKenzie. And then Laurie McKenzie.
And of course, who could forget Fraser McPherson?
And Greg McPherson.
Yeah, piece of
Keith
shit.
McPherson.
And Keith McPherson.
They're not living together in the same abode.
And then there's Damian Marshall.
I think he was in The Exorcist.
And then there's Julie Mass's alias in Manitoba, Julie Massey. That sounds Italian, actually. Massey from the wine, you know?
Hey.
Romy Mays. No?
No.
Nope.
Donnie McDougal.
No.
Lorena McKenna. Didn't we talk
We
about?
mentioned her earlier.
Okay. Matt McLennan. Glenn what the heck? Meadmore.
I need more mead.
Don't know who that is. Neil Merriweather.
It's a happy name.
Okay. Amy Metcalf.
I'm not going to school with her.
Jen Miro.
but she sounds like Ruth Moody to me.
She's very moody, by the way, Ruth. Yeah. Lauren Monroe. No, big pause there. My God, I got our actual the actual manager of the studio, Jonathan. He's like just flagging me in the other area. He's like, I have no idea who created these lists. What's the next one?
You
here?
did actually, Sarah. So that's not a real name.
Lauren Monroe, Zara Knowles, John Neufeld, and Tim Neufeld.
They're homicidal brothers.
Okay, Bob Nolan.
Yeah, I think he is. He was a house painter I had once.
And remember Tiny Tim, the singer? Well, he actually went by Tiny Parham.
That's the way he started.
Brandon Paris.
Yeah, you got to be branded somewhere.
And they got Fred Penner and Julie Penner.
Oh, stop it! Not again.
Yeah, Johnny Perrin, or Perrin. Randolph Peters, Gary Peterson.
Gary Peterson's with the Guess Who.
Okay. Eric Radford. Yeah, okay. If you don't know it, then I don't. Jackie Ray.
Great name.
Don Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds' sister.
Okay, here we go. And here's the ones that I know.
Superman
never made any money. So this is actually pretty good. So you got Brad Roberts.
Right.
Dan Roberts.
Yeah.
Ashley Robertson.
Okay.
And Ellen Reed.
Okay.
And you've got the Crash Test Dummies.
That's it. We're done with them.
And we're done with Manitoba.
We're done with Manitoba. So now we're going to go to a place where corner gas was made famous by, what's his name? Brent?
Brent Butt.
Brent Butt. Brett or Brent?
Brent.
So Saskatchewan, it's a lot of wheat there. About 1.1 million people. And
no one's happy.
And Regina, is it Regina?
And according to the song, if your dog runs away, it will take 3 days.
And Regina is the capital. So we got a few bands coming out of there. I don't know about this one here, the Small City Blues.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you feel in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Now we're finally getting a little bit popular here. Northern Pikes.
Sure. Pikes.
Wide Mouth Mason.
These both popular.
Colton Wall.
No.
Coulter Wall, excuse me. Here's the one I like, the Sheepdogs. Let's just...
My life has changed.
Yes, and you have another dent in your head.
Yeah. God bless the sheepdogs.
God bless. Hold on. Let me just wipe
Thank
forehead there. Okay. Go ahead, Ian.
One Bad Son, John Ballantine, Dallas Harms. Chris Henderson is a Canadian musician. Yeah, well,
You had to mention it.
Wow.
he attended the University of Toronto.
Okay, this one here, this is a relative of Michael Jackson. Is it Tom Jackson?
Tom Jackson is a...
He's an actor now.
yeah, he's
on Corner Gas.
He's a performer, yes. He has a Christmas show often every year on CBC.
Okay, go ahead, Wheels, take the next three.
Brad Joner, Casey Clayton, and Chad Klinger.
I might check.
Wheels, go ahead.
Okay.
Seriously?
Next.
Well, if we can't go on this way, yeah.
Alfred Coons,
Yeah.
That's crude.
He's a composer.
Okay.
Big Dave McLean.
Okay, and Ian, you know this one better than I do.
Buffy St. Marie, boy, it's a legend out of the 60s.
Well, 60s, 70s, 80s.
I just kept going, and she's still around, and a very gifted woman.
And then we have R. Harlan Smith, Cree Summer, and my personal favorite who I saw live, Colin James.
Sure.
Yeah, you like Colin James?
Yeah, but again, the longevity is important. Been around forever.
18 albums.
What?
18.
Really?
Yep.
Good God.
His new one just came out this year. He went back to really being blues.
Sure.
Okay. Well, so who wants to talk about this next province?
You do,
Why do I do?
because you wrote the script.
Oh, come on. Fine.
Alberta bound. Alberta bound.
Yes, Alberta. Capital is Edmonton. It's known for crude oil.
And we won't go there because we don't want hangry calls.
That's right. Hangry? Hangry calls?
calls, man. We sure don't want that.
We don't want that, that's for sure. I want to be a singer, Dad.
It's known also from the... if you grew up in the 70s, it was known as the place where the Chinook winds Freeze Your Ass Off, and where they say, let the bastards in the East freeze.
Well, actually, it's actually a really popular province in the sense of obviously the beautiful refineries and the profitability of the oil that came out of there.
I wouldn't call the farms beautiful, but I
okay,
would call Lake Louise beautiful.
Well, you got Banff, Canmore. Remember the Royal Canadian Air Force? I'm Mike from Canmore.
This is my dog. His name's Noam.
Noam. So what does Alberta have to provide for us? Well, actually, surprising enough, they gave us the Axis of Advance.
For that, they should be slapped into oblivion.
They got Big Sugar.
Sure.
Le Grand Sucre.
Bad for diabetics, good for music.
Violet Archer. Ian, your ex-girlfriend, Jan Arden.
Jan Arden is there. Good for her. Tommy Banks is there. Do you know what Tommy Banks is?
Refresh me.
Oh, Tommy Banks is a interesting kind of a performer from a different era, I'll put it that way. Interesting.
Next one.
Mo Berg is from Alberta. Didn't know that.
Well, I thought he was from Toronto.
The Pursuit of Happiness. Mo Berg from Paul Brandt. Got a new country guy.
New country.
Emerson Lake and Drive. No, Emerson Drive.
I saw them this summer, actually, at the Richmond Fair. I swear to God.
There's a great sadness to that. Feist.
Yes.
She had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit.
George Fox, I saw him perform on Parliament Hill 20 years ago.
Oh my God. Heather Hutchinson.
More than 20 years ago.
I don't know Heather Hutchinson.
Next.
Jerry and the Sons of Rhythm Orchestra.
Yeah, Wheels, this is your wheelhouse, man. I don't know any of this crap.
Thank you for your comments on my musical taste.
I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there. Katie Lang did a great rendition of Hallelujah. Constant Craving.
Actually, she was quite interesting in the early 90s. She had like her own sound.
She was in all country at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And she did a great duet with Roy Orbison.
Yeah, Crying.
Yeah. I mean,
didn't she also do a duet with Tony Bennett?
Yeah. She did.
She did.
She's a gorgeous singer. I mean,
no, she's fantastic. I love her music. Her voice is fantastic. And when you had the Olympics in Vancouver, she performed the opening Hallelujah. So it was nice. You know the next one, Ian.
Loverboy?
No, before that.
Billy Clifford?
Billy Clifford.
No.
Runner up for Canadian Idol. He lost to Ryan Malcolm.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Footnote of history.
Loverboy.
Loverboy.
Wasn't that your nickname when you dated Katie Lang?
Yeah. And then what happened?
She got sued by the Stones for copyright infringement.
Oh, yeah.
Next one, Ian, you dated her.
Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell, I mean, what can I say? There's two great Joni Mitchell albums, in my humble opinion. One is called Court and Spark, and the other one's called Blue. And if you want great confessional writing, Joni Mitchell knocks it out of the park. Beautiful voice, great songwriter, great lyricist.
Next
she
one.
had a great voice.
Well,
Not as much anymore.
She's at the port. But she was, you smoke over a pack a day, that'll do it to you for 50 years. But Joni Mitchell has a lot to be admired. She's a real original.
Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing.
Yeah. I mean, the impression there, I thought she was in the room. Sorry.
No, that's just I'm just using the next one for you.
Go back, Chad Kroger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Can you not give them some praise? You guys like just dump on them like as if there's
No, we don't.
No, they're
We dump on Bieber, not on Nickelback.
Oh God! You know what? Yeah, poor Bieber. Yeah, you know anybody else from Canada that's getting called by international stars? Say hi. Can you do a collaboration with me? No. So come
Michael
on.
Bublé.
Oh, Michael Bublé is in his own little world.
Well, this is the thing with Nickelback.
There you
and
go.
There have been articles written on why they're so hated, and no one's ever explained the mystery. No one really knows. They're very successful, loyal following, apparently good in concert, but roundly despised, and no one can knock it. It's a mystery, and years from now they'll figure it out.
I've seen them perform twice.
Yeah.
Their pyrotechnics is beyond this world.
No.
Yeah, like they're heavy. For a Canadian band, they could play heavy, and they're not bad. I don't mind them. I have a couple of their albums. I enjoy some of their songs. And my girlfriend always says, "Well, they sound the same." Well, that's fine. If I like it, then I don't care. You know, music is all relative, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're the peanut butter of the music world.
I like that.
Next one is Kaylin Porter, another Canadian Idol winner. Why is there a big pause here?
Because it's another footnote to Canadian music
it's
history.
just so sad.
This one here, I don't know. Jan Randall?
No?
Ruth B., she's the one that did I Am a Lost Boy from Neverland. No?
Nope.
I know Skater Boy, but...
She's from Edmonton. Tegan and Sarah, I saw these two sisters perform. I actually have a T-shirt with these two sisters on it.
And they just got the Order of Canada this year.
Did they?
No.
Yeah, they got the Governor General, the medal from the Governor General. They were here in Ottawa to get it.
I'd give it to anybody. I think, they got to kind of narrow that a bit.
What, the Order of Canada?
Well, what surprised me, they said, I think they've been touring for 25 years. And
No,
they're
really?
Yeah, and they're not even 40.
I thought they were in their 30s.
And they're in their late 30s, early 40s. So they've been touring since they were teenagers.
They're twins.
I didn't mean it to.
Eh?
Sorry.
They're twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One lives on the East Coast and the other lives on the West Coast.
Yeah, one's in Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one here, Ian, go ahead.
Well, Morgan Lander, lead vocalist and guitarist of Kitty. My darling. Never heard of him.
I want to be a singer, Dad.
When you have
Purr.
When you have to explain, like, attended University of Toronto, you have some security issues.
The next one.
Adam Gregory.
He's on my
know him.
He's
Never heard of
He's
him.
on my Facebook.
I don't know him.
Next one.
High Valley.
There you go. Country. Next one.
Here I thought it was like the name of a marijuana company.
No, they're country.
That was a monkey's hit. Michelle Wright.
Yep, country.
Sure, and as is Terry Clark.
But what does the footnote say?
Born in Montreal, but hails from Medicine Hat.
And that is the Valley of Alberta.
And I think one of our hosts here just passed when hearing that. So.
The next province. Go ahead, Wheels. I don't hear you
BC.
enough here. You don't talk enough in this show.
It's Armando. He's just running with the mic in here.
Armando's licking his head. Go ahead.
So British Columbia.
Looking something else, I think.
So for God's sakes, you people are sick.
We're deranged.
So BC, the capital city is Victoria, although most people think it's Vancouver. Vancouver, home of the most overpriced houses in Canada. Also is the home of Glacier National Park. Hosted the 2010 Winter Olympics and has one of the nicest ski resorts in the world, Whistler.
What's the population of that province?
4.8 million.
Million people.
That's a lot of people. You know, I'm surprised no one said, oh, I thought Langley was the capital. Well, get a friggin' map out and I'll show you. So, what do we got? Who's coming out of there?
DOA.
DOA. Swollen members.
They're rap. They did that song, Lady... not Lady... No, Phil,
Could
come
be
to me.
the Commodore song, Lady,
No,
which
no,
they
no.
ripped off from Jerry Lewis, by the way.
Lady Violet. No, Lady.
Lady.
Anyways, they're good. They're all right. Well, actually, they're good. They got two songs I like. That's about it. Next.
Spirit of the West. Speaking of bar bands, Trooper.
Well, Trooper's not really a bar band. They're a bar band.
They're a bar band.
I saw them perform at the Lone Star. Yeah, upstairs.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
My buddy Rob Mize, who is one of the managers for Newcap, brought me, and I went with his buddy Paul, and we went and hang out and look at Trooper. I don't think it was the original guys, though. The lead singer was there. I don't know if the other ones were.
Wait, didn't they open for Chilliwack at that same bar band?
I don't know. Next.
Chilliwack. There you go.
There's a good... I like their songs.
With Nick and Nick Nack.
Next.
Download, which is a really bad invitation to all people who part songs.
Skinny Puppy.
Sure.
Econoline Crush.
These are well known. Doug and the Slugs.
Yes.
Wow. Making it work. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. Too Good. The Be Good Tanyas.
I like the name anyway.
The Real Mackenzies. Pointed Sticks. Oh, the Rascals. Rascals is a
Not
rap.
the Rascals you're thinking of.
Not Alfalfa. This is actually their rap. They're pretty good, actually.
All right.
One time for your mind. Whoa. All right, Wheels, go ahead. Give me the next ones.
Well, the next one describes what
I
state
know.
you're in, delirium.
That's it. Next.
Mecha Normal.
That's what I'm not.
Soul Decision is my problem.
That's
Are you sure it's not social deviance?
There's that too. There's also a Strange Advance.
how about the sub
That's your problem. Subhumans.
subhumans? The Black Halos, Conjure One. Oh, this is a good one, Ian.
the new pornographers. I think they went out with lesbians on drugs or something. We had them in
On
the
ecstasy.
On ecstasy, yeah.
Payolas, they had a...
You've got the eyes of a stranger.
That's all they got. That's all they got, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
They're a summer band. It's a summer touring band.
Blasphemy, my friend. Blasphemy, which is the next band.
It doesn't rhyme with orange.
No, which is the other
More of
band.
a destroyer.
Strapping young lad.
Well, that describes us really well.
See that?
Imagine in Vogue.
Images.
Jesus, wow. Oh, the odds.
No, but I know who Carly Rae Jepsen is.
Yeah, she's a little cutie.
Yeah, popular singer.
Michael Bublé.
Well, again, his popularity is a total mystery to me, but he seems like a nice guy, and sometimes that's good enough.
The musical, or not his musical, but his Christmas shows are always good. He did, he performs pretty well almost anybody. He's a good crooner. He always hosts the Juno, which is kind of weird.
Well, he's listeners, in an upcoming show, we're going to do. We'll be talking about which bands and performers are safe to like and for what reasons. And Mike Bublé is safe to like.
So is the next one, I'd say Nelly Furtado.
Not as safe, actually. For a while, she was.
Then we got Headley. After that, we got Diana Krall.
Probably shouldn't be in a rock list, but there she is.
Oh, she's jazz, right?
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
mar-
but she did like covers of rock,
yeah.
but in a jazzy way.
Yeah.
California Dreamin' on a high.
Rock and roll. Yeah.
Dallas Smith, country. Aaron Pritchett, I think he's country. Matthew Goodband,
Around forever.
yeah. Default, saw them at Capitol. What's that? Capitol Music Hall in Ottawa. There, Wheels.
I think that was the name of it.
That was it called. God, it was such a divey place. The ceiling was maybe about 4 feet. It was like a crawl
one of those,
space.
yeah.
Saw them perform, met them. They signed an album for me, and I don't think I've listened to it yet. I like this band a lot. They've been around a long time. They don't get enough respect. 5440.
Every time I look at you, I go
So the
blind.
next one is Dan Mangan.
Yeah.
I think you can get a topical salve to cure that.
Jeff Berger again.
Same thing.
Said the whale.
We can clear that with some salve, sir. Don't touch it. Put a Band-Aid on it.
Said the whale. Who said the whale?
Oh, probably the pack.
Jeff Berger, I'm guessing.
Okay. Well, no, that's the next one. Said the whale. Next.
The Pack 80.
Next.
Anna George.
Anna George. Yeah, she's good. Don't ask me what she sings. I hear she's like Poppy.
Lloyd Arntzen.
Never heard of him.
Probably read the news in BC, I'm guessing.
Well, he's rich in hope. Anyway, I'm sorry, Rich Hope.
Rich Hope is the next one.
Hey, Ocean.
Hey, Ocean. Don't let you down.
Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk, yeah.
I do know that band from somewhere.
Lady Hawk, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
From Ronnie Hawkins.
might be Ronnie's original backing band.
You know, I think you're right, though.
Kid Koala. Yeah.
Kid Koala, a really big DJ in the world of electronica.
Next one, Marianas Trench. They've produced quite a few good hits. Their last song that they did was actually filmed in front of a PetSmart for raising awareness of animal cruelty.
All right.
Yeah. Next one, Ian.
Colin Ernst.
You dated her.
Don't know idea. I tried to, but she was teamed up with Stephen Fearing, and so that didn't work out.
The next one, Keith Scott, lead guitarist for Bryan Adams. Hold on a second.
Clap your hands, clap your hands.
Clap your hands. Clap.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Scott. Keith Scott, Keith Scott, Keith Scott, legend. Love Keith Scott.
Keith wrote an autobiography called Theory of a Dead Man, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good band, actually. Theory of a Dead Man's good. The Higgins, that was a Magnum PI reference. Higgins? No?
No, yeah.
Yeah, why aren't you laughing?
I'm laughing on the inside, which is very Canadian.
Oh, yeah. Next,
Gob? That's something you did half an hour
Yeah,
ago.
when you hack up a lung, you got to hack one up.
My God.
In the words of a guy I used to work out with, his name was Richard. He was
Okay.
on the treadmill, and he's like, he goes, "Il faut ça sort." He goes, "That's to come out."
And what came out? Gob.
Yeah, he was a smoker. Next,
Grapes of Wrath.
okay,
So fans of Steinbeck, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yukon Blonde. My girlfriend has a T-shirt of them. Has no idea who the hell they are. She just liked the T-shirt.
The name or the is there a design?
It's got like this funky design, and it's like a tank top. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're now a fan of Yukon Blonde by default.
She has no idea who the hell they are.
No, but you are a fan of her wearing the Yukon Blonde.
Oh,
tank
God
top.
bless it. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Not going to say no.
Faber Drive.
Yeah, I heard of them.
Love It Boy again.
Yeah, we spoke about them, the Moffats.
Yeah, they're, what is it? Not triplets? They're 4 brothers.
They're quadruplets.
No, but the one is born before, and then the rest, yeah. They're actually not bad. They're pretty decent. I like their song Bang Bang Boom. I like that one because that's where you could tell their voices changed. And then it became into real men.
Like Leonard Cohen.
And the next one, Simon Collins. He had a song called Pride, and he is the son of Phil Collins. Kind of interesting that he
Yeah,
was actually, I didn't know, did Phil Collins live in Canada for a bit?
No, not at all. But that's where his son roosts. It's kind of strange the way that worked out.
So we're done with In the morning when I get up and I try to realize.
Every time I hear that song.
So now we're going into Northwest Territories. Whoa, seems kind of cold going there.
It sure does. Capital city of Yellowknife.
Well, Wheels, you could take it away.
So we've done all the provinces. We're now down to 3 territories. So the NWT,
Nuit.
Nuit, is basically one of the most remote landscapes you can find in Canada. Mostly composed of the Arctic tundra, a lot of islands as well, and a good tradition of music by many of the First Nations over there. You have musicians like Tiffany Ayalik, Leela Gilday, Gray Grit, Willie Trasher, and Susan Aglukark.
So that's the only one I think is got more recognition outside of Canada. Is that Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a great singer, and she has interesting songs. And I have a CD. She's quite good.
Okay. Next, Wheels.
Nunavut, which is the newest territory that actually appeared in our lifetime, which is essentially the old Northwest Territory in terms of redistribution of land in a new form.
It was a big land. It was huge, that land. It was
Yeah.
It still is.
It's massive and it's extraordinarily sparsely populated. And it's most of the islands in Canada that you see when you look at a map are in that area. And a lot of it is remote villages that are only accessible by plane or boat. And it's known throughout the world mostly for the artwork made by the indigenous Inuit population. So if you've ever seen soapstone carvings, they're usually from that area. A lot of also great clothing is made in that area. But they're also responsible for Tanya Takak.
She's a throat singer. It's a folk, and actually that was when Prime Minister Trudeau got inaugurated into the house. They had throat singers, and it was interesting actually to hear that because it's something that is not mainstream. It's not popular, unfortunately, and I think it'd be nice if they would kind of just promote it a little bit more. But I don't know why we don't get how do you get it? There's not enough visibility for us. I guess because maybe we're more into the bigger cities. There's all this mainstream rock, electronica. It's nice to kind of stem it back a little bit and I think go back to the simple times because you got to realize when music was created, it was done on the Delta, Mississippi. People were singing. They were just kind of chiming away. You know, people like to laugh and make fun of those instruments back in the day where it was like this flute that looks like a friggin' fat violin. You know what I mean? So it looks like they're blowing into a conch back in the day, but that's how they made music. So everything evolved. It's interesting to know. I actually took a course on that, and we could probably do a history show on that, and I'll bore everybody to death with it.
Well, you're already doing it now, so you don't have to.
Yeah, nice silver suit, by the way.
Yeah, my batteries are out.
Yeah. All right.
It's to blend in in Nunavut.
The population is only about 37,000 people there.
Yeah, which also explains though the fact that that in the isolation that they've been able to preserve their language and their traditions.
So basically, it's a different culture when you go there.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, which is kind of cool, actually.
Actually, it has nothing in common even with other First Nations in Canada. It's
You're right.
completely different. Like the Cree and the Mohawks have a little more in common, but if you go up with in the north with the Inuit, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's an interesting culture.
It is, and they're very welcoming, and they're very open to new ideas and new sounds, and they integrate it and they create some amazing stuff.
Great.
And we have just one last place, the third of the federal territories, Yukon, and it's also where there was a great gold rush that became legendary.
True. Yep.
Also has the highest peak in Canada, Mount Logan. So fans of Wolverine, that's where the name comes from. There's also about 35,000, give or take, people up in the entire territories. And the capital is Whitehorse, which is a really nice poetic name. It's probably the most poetic name of any capital in Canada.
Right. It's beautiful. It is, isn't it?
And we have a few musicians coming from there. Jerry Alfred, Kim Barlow, Kevin Barr, Stephen Kuzminiuk, Matthew, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Lean?
Matthew,
I don't know.
Lean. Yeah, it's like a lean holder, so it's lean.
Sarah McDougall, Scott Moffat, Joy Moy,
Scott Moffat's jazz, but that's...
and James Murdoch.
But
Just for the Stephen Kosminiuk,
yes.
he's a songwriter and producer from Whitehorse. His credits include Madonna, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, Benny Benassi, and a ton of Canadian artists. So while he's technically not a musician releasing stuff under his own name, so you'd have a hard time finding a Yukon musician who's had a bigger influence on music.
I'll say a Canadian.
That's right.
musician.
Sorry, Dr. Clark.
No.
Go
I
ahead.
just was going to say to our dedicated listeners, that sums up our coast-to-coast discussion of classic Canadian rock and slightly post-classic rock, who they are, where they came from.
Anybody want to rock and roll? That's all we got.
Teenage savages go wild in a juvenile jungle of lust and lawlessness.